forklift. We're going to lower this down on the blocks. There's 2x4s here. I don't know why. So we're going to rotate it up this way. And we're going to lift it up. We're going to try and slide it. All right, guys. Now you guys got to all do this at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Push it, Memorial. Push it this way. All right, keep going. I teach civil engineering and architecture, and that class is a project-based class, but it never had a real meaningful project. So I had this crazy idea to build this tiny house.
I turned to Andrew and I said, I think this is too big a bite. I don't think we should take this on. It's too ambitious. And to Andrew's credit, he forged forward. He said, no, I really think we can do this. He took a big risk with kids who had never built anything before.
We learn together instead of you teach me and I just copy what you do.
So we truly understand the content that they're teaching us.
We're building a tiny kind of orientation space for one of our partner high schools, Vinci.
We have populations of students that come from group homes. We have populations of students that experience homelessness and housing instability. So being able to have a safe place that could be called their own makes a lot of difference.
So this project would not be possible unless we had experts, professionals, and partners that are working with us on it.
There's something magic about that, and there's something that makes them want to pass on what they've learned.
And the moment you're working with professionals, there's like a higher expectation, a higher standard.
And so we've had experts from the lighting industry come in and volunteer their time, a solar energy company, hardware, lumber companies, the current designers, Brent and Christina Freeby.
And so we brought materials with us to build little models right there, and they had a short amount of time, and we worked with them and said, some of these are going to be good, some of these are going to be bad, that's okay. We are just vetting ideas.
Like if we wanted a garage door on this, he said, do whatever you want. It doesn't have to be functional totally yet.
You could say that the most important part of it actually starts before the tool belts and the hammers and the saws ever come out.
This is like our first attempt at joining forces to try to bring our students into this experience.
And so the students from our school gave suggestions on what they would like to see in the new tiny home that they were going to get.
We sat down next to each other at the table, and so they realized this is just a person. And so it became very quickly a mutual interactive situation.
Explore new things, try new things, open up, get up out of your comfort zone.
About 10 years ago, we started a partnership with Vinci Science High School, and we wanted to work together and infuse learn by doing. And so if we don't diversify more, if we don't have everyone participate, then learn by doing is not complete. And they're not completely ready for that real world.
Teamwork is really what makes this project happen. It makes it possible.
And then now coming in and seeing the construction of it and then being able to participate in the construction, I think that that's just an incredible experience.
And so a project like this that's got a recipient of their work that are real people that they've actually talked to, that they, whose needs they understand, gives them a meaning and a purpose, not only for what they're doing, but for what they're learning. And we think that that makes the learning stick.
And I think the most valuable part of this whole thing is actually making mistakes.
And you fix it, it might take a little long and you might be a little stressed initially, but it's gonna save a lot of time down the road.
You can't teach that in class on paper. You can sketch it out square, but until you're actually building it, you see it, and you see your mistake and you feel it, you gotta take it apart. That's when you really learn.
This isn't just about understanding some of the mechanics of building. It's not just about design and the architecture. It's really about how civil engineers can impact their communities.
When we took that 20-foot wall and we dropped it into position and everybody started clapping, there's so many small things that happen and you don't see, but that moment you see all that work.
I'm not just building this to turn it in for a grade, I'm building this and it's actually being used in the real world by other students. The feeling of, I did it.
And it's doing it in an authentic way, which I think is a valuable thing.